Again, Esau Edom, he is what? The physical counterpart to the spiritual demon Satan on earth, man. That's why the book of Psalms, let's read it one more time. The book of Psalms, chapter 17 and verse 13. Arise, O Lord Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh shall disappoint him. Cast him down, deliver my soul from the wicked, which is thy sword. See, Esau Edom, he is the wicked. And also the spirit of Cain, because Cain was the what? The first murderer. And that spirit entered into Esau. Esau Edom, the so-called self-professed white man. And we're going to look up this word. Let's go to got it up already queued up. Let's go to wicked.
Strong's H 7563. Rasha.
We'll go down to the outline of biblical usage. Wicked says criminal. And again, who was the first criminal? Who was the first murderer? Cain. And again, that spirit of Cain entered into Esau, the so-called self-professed white man, woman and child. Says guilty one guilty. And Esau guilty of crime. Esau, he's guilty all against crimes against humanity. What they're doing down in Mississippi and the other various states, that's crimes against humanity. Crimes against you Israelites, man. Wicked, hostile towards the Most High. See? Hostile towards the Most High, Yahweh B'Shem Shah. Because the scriptures tell us, thou shalt not what? Commit murder. Thou shalt not commit murder. Because there is a time to kill. But thou shalt not commit murder. Verse 3, it says, wicked, guilty of sin against the Most High. You should just say, and man. Because that's what Esau Edom. He's contrary to the Most High, Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shah, man. So, but the Most High, Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shah, used Esau Edom, to punish you Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans while we're here on earth. While we're here on earth. You can receive that. So let's go back to the video.
13 Black people have been found hanging from trees in this country since September 2024. Most of them declared self-inflicted by authorities. But the Black community...
You see, because that's what Esau have you want to believe, thinking that niggas just hanging themselves just for the hell of it. Because he know what? Esau don't care. They know that the American public don't care about a dead Jake, a dead Israelite. Because in their minds, one less Israelite on the earth. You understand? That's the mindset of the so-called self-professed white man, woman, and child. One less dead Mr. Jake in the earth.
Determined to point
Matter of fact, we got that. Let's go to Jeremiah. The book of Jeremiah, chapter 15 and verse 5. And it reads, it said, for who shall have pity upon thee, O Jerusalem? And we know the word people before is a place. Or who shall bemoan thee? Who's gonna be like crying? Let's look up this word bemoan, man. Matter of fact. Let's look up this word bemoan. Let's look up this word bemoan. Strong's H 5110.
Strong's H 5110. Nude.
Okay. Outline of biblical usage. Show grief, lament, condole, show sympathy. Who gonna show sympathy to you, you Israelites? Who's showing sympathy to you Israelites? No one. The other nations are not showing any sympathy towards you Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans. The American government, the Babylonian government is not showing any kind of sympathy or pity towards you Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans. So that's a question Jeremiah asking. Let's go back to it. So Jeremiah chapter 15 and verse 5, for who shall have pity upon thee, O Jerusalem? And we know that we're a people before it's a place. Who shall bemoan thee, or who shall go aside to ask how thou doest? Who gonna ask, hey, how you doing? How y'all doing with the rise of white supremacy, the rise of hate towards you Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans? How y'all doing? How y'all making out? No one. You see, that's why it's better to turn back to the Most High, Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah. Let's go back to it.
That black people do not hang themselves from trees. That historically, that is something that has been done to them. And we know that.
That the problem with this country is white men.
Now, here's the point. That's why I read Job 9 and 24. And let's get to it. Now, this is, I'm not going to play a lot of this video. Let's get it.
The threat to America is white men that look like you, me, you, all these cops here, and some.
And that's a sentiment that's rising in America, especially here in America, Babylon the Great, where you got which appears to be an Edomite, you know, and a hard-nosed Edomite. He's not going to get up there and say that that they the threat to the world. You know, you have to try the spirit, and we know that Israel is a speckled bird to the Most High Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah. We're gonna come looking like all the other nations, and some of those which appear to be Edomites that are speaking out like this, they could be Jakes. They could be Jakes. Again, this is not a black thing. It's a nationality thing. Let's get to it.
I love that, because it takes a white man to tell white men that they're a problem to this country. You know what I'm saying? With the killing of the nation.
See, and that's why we came out of the first precept. The book of Job, chapter 9 and verse 24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is it? You know, see, the earth is given to the hands of the wicked. And the guy, he was pointing to what? The so-called self-professed white man. You know, the Edomites. Edom just means red, out of one, red. You see? And this, again, that's why when we go back and we read 1 Thessalonians 5 and 21, prove all things. See, we just proved that the Edomite, the so-called self-professed white man, he's the problem to the earth. And we read Job 9 and 24, the earth is given into the hands of the wicked, because that which appeared to be a white man standing up there and telling them that white man is the problem of the whole earth, man. See, that's how we prove all things. You know, we take these receipts, you know, via what? The world news, CNBC or whatever news, you know, where you get your news from, alternative news, and then we apply the scriptures, the precepts. And that's how we prove all things, and we hold fast that which is good, and hold it fast is what? Letting our light shine before the Most High Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah, man. So let's go right back to it. Now, we're going to continue, and I'm going to just we don't heard enough of this. We're going to go to the very beginning, and we're going to let this lady cook a little bit, because she's saying some things, and then we're going to pull a couple precepts.
The United States is often referred to in our sectors, you know, Saudi Arabia. We have the most abundant.
Skip.
I went to Target yesterday and bought 2 bottles of hair product, a bottle of shampoo, a box of trash bags, and 1 Halloween decoration, $70 on my Target Red Card. That's with my 5% discount. My son's looking at the cart and going, Mom, this is...
You see? Now, everybody's complaining. No one was complaining when Jake, you Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans, when we couldn't afford these things, when the prices have always been high for us. You know why? Because what? Esau, Edom, their income is probably 3 times the income that you Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans receive here in America, man. But the scripture's speaking, man. The book of Haggai, chapter 1 and verse 6, it says, "You have sown much and bring in little. Ye eat, but ye have not enough. Ye drink, but ye are not filled with drink. Ye clothe you, but there is none warm. And he that earneth wages to put into a bag with holes." And that's the sentiment in which this lady's saying. She's like, God damn, I got a couple items and I spent $70 because she earned her wages, and them wages are like putting into a bag with holes in it. You see? So the scriptures are speaking. And furthermore, matter of fact, let me get this real quick. I get it from right here, because I paraphrased it. Let's go to, and the thing that you need to understand about all of this, the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 30. You know, these Edomites going to be crying out. They're going to be screaming. All you have to understand is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 30 and verse 7. It says, "And I and the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah, thy power, will put all these curses upon thine enemies." You see? And Esau Edom, he is an enemy to the Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans, and on them that hate thee, which persecute thee. See? Because they hate thee. They got perpetual hatred. Why? Because what? in the first video I showed you, the lady, the Edomite, which appeared to be an Edomite, she was speaking on that this hangings that is taking place here in America, Babylon the Great, and nothing is being done about it. See, because they what? Enemies, and they hate thee and they persecute thee. See, these curses are being turned back on them. That's why this lady, which appears to be an Edomite, well, she could be a Jake, we never know. And she's complaining about what? The prices, inflation.
$70, we didn't even get anything. Yeah, I know, kid. And he doesn't even remember a time when you could get a 2-bedroom apartment in a decent area of town for $600 a month. Now a 1-bedroom apartment in a mediocre part of town.
I'm seeing more and more people online saying, well, I voted for Trump, but I didn't vote to lose my job, and I didn't vote for a global trade.
See, what you don't understand, you Babylonians, what y'all don't understand, it didn't matter who that the elite, and we say the elite banking families, the Rothschilds, the DuPonts, the Oppenheimers, it didn't matter who they put in office, these things were going to take place. These things were going to take place. So you Babylonians, you fucking so-called liberals, y'all thought that Kamala Harris she would be right down with the agenda. She'll be right down with the agenda. Y'all will be crying and bitching at her, because she'll what? She's going to be reneged on all her campaign promises. You see? You Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans, you shouldn't be voting at all. You should be trusting in the Most High Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, man. Matter of fact, let me get that. I haven't read this in a while. Let's go to the book of Psalms. Is it 119? Is it 118? This might be 118. The book of Psalms, chapter 118 and verse 8. It is better to trust in the Lord Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, than to put confidence in a man. You see? See, y'all going off when y'all thinking that any one of these politicians is going to what? Give you relief. Give y'all relief. These politicians is to continue to what? To bring hell upon you Babylonians.
And I didn't vote for Elon Musk to run amok.
And I didn't want him. This lady, she did. Let's go back to this lady.
Before COVID, my grocery bill per month was $350. Now it's $600 a month, and I buy the exact same amount of groceries.
See? Haggai 1 and 6 continue.
Out of control. What does the bourgeoisie think that the outcome of this is going to be? They cannot possibly believe that extracting every last dime out of the working class by inflating all of the prices and paying us poverty wages is a sustain.
See, why no one was crying or complaining or showing sympathy to Jake, because we always been in a condition where things have been too expensive. We've always had been in a position where you go try to get an apartment and they only giving you apartments in the ghettos because of what they had this thing called credit. And Jake credit, traditionally has always been off. But now the Edomites are crying, which appear to be Edomites. Now they crying, they're talking about the conditions on the earth. Shit, y'all didn't cry for Jake when Jake was having these issues, but now they crying and want everybody, hey, let's team up. We all should come together. Hell with that. Let's close it out, man. Let's go to the book of Proverbs, the oldie and goodie. The book of Proverbs, chapter 29 and verse 2. For when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked bear rule, Esau, Edom, and the Rasha, the criminal. But when the wicked bear rule, the people mourn. And the people are mourning, man. Esau seems like they mourning more than you Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans. The people are mourning. And it's time to repent. Turn back to the Most High Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah. Because what? Greater evils are getting ready to what? To come on the earth. Y'all think this is something. The shit that's getting ready to play out on the planet Earth is going to be what? You're going to probably wish you was in the spirit world. Because you're going to have food famine. You're going to have wars. You're going to have uproars of the people. And it's about to get, it's going to be hell out here, you know, and hell is a condition played out on earth. So I pray this lesson has been edifying. I want to give all honor, all glory, all praise to the Most High Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Rekah HaKodash. I want to give double honors to my apostles, my bishops, my elders, great millstone. I want to give double honors to the high priest elders that taught those men. Salutations to you brothers that are presenting your bodies as a living sacrifice, pushing the gospel of the Lord Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah through the four corners of the earth. Shalom.